right, good evening, USA, International Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, the tri-state areas of New Jersey and Connecticut, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator. Rhymes with now later. Some of y'all may know me as Greg, of course. And and yes, I know it's been a long time coming since the last time I recorded a podcast whatsoever, which was episode 428, dedicated to Halloween. Now I do apologize for the long delay, but I'm here now. I'm here now, and I'm back. So there you have it right there. So so for those of you who who may not know who I am and what I do and stuff, I am a I am your host with the most, creator, unstoppable independent podcaster, and of course, Queens, New York native from the neck of the woods. That is a New York Giants fan and New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And yes, you are now rocking with me by tuning in, listening, and watching the 429th episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. And yes, and if you are new to this channel and you probably don't know what this show is about, this is a comedy platform based on various topics and music news. I go over the transit stuff as far as New York, New Jersey, Long Island Railroad, and Metro North, along with a little gaming, a little bit of TV news, a little bit of video game news, a little bit of tech, and a little bit of gaming news as far as video games is concerned. So we are live and direct from StreamYard alongside with YouTube. And of course, if you missed out on any episodes whatsoever, please feel free to actually catch up with the episodes and stuff. Hold on one second. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. Anyway, as I was saying, if you missed out on any episodes whatsoever, please feel free to hit that subscribe button. Yes, feel free to hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page, G Money Stacks 555. Leave a like and a comment. That's the only way that you can support this platform right here that I'm trying to build. And of course, you can spread the word to your friends, your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, people you're cool with from work, whatsoever. So, it helps build the subscribers and the amount of listeners and of course viewers and stuff. And you can even listen to the podcast episodes while you are in your cars, going to your destinations, all that great stuff right there. And yes, man, I got a whole lineup of topics for you today. I am going to actually mention some street. Hold on. I am going to mention some street closures of the Thanksgiving Day parade, and a little bit of transit news, and a little bit of and of course where it's going to actually take place. And if you can't make it to the Thanksgiving Day parade with the floats and music performances and whatnot, you can also watch it on ABC7. It's going to be airing on ABC7 tomorrow, and I'm going to actually also talk about the the Black Friday deals and stuff, man, involving gaming and of course streaming and all that other stuff. So stay tuned for that as well. And of course, a little reminder: Universal Circus is in Coney Island right now. I want to actually put it out there to make sure that you get your tickets. You can go to, hang on, let me look for this website. You can go to ticketmaster.com, or you can go to, hold on a second, let me find it. No. Sorry about that. Yes, you can go to www.universalcircus.com, or you can go to Ticketmaster to get your tickets, or you can go to SeatGeek.com. All right, I'm about to hop on and cut to the chase with a little bit of transit news. There's some service changes that's happening on Thanksgiving, so I want to actually start there. Let's start off with the New York Mass Transit files. Let's do this. All right. First transit topic we have to talk about is OMNY related. And this is very important too. This is very important too. And all right, let's get to this topic right here. And this is from OMNY.com. All right, so here's what's happening here. The operating budget is balanced at the MTA according to the transit agency's financial pros, reducing costs through the use of OMNY and lowering maintenance costs with new rolling stock have contributed to the state-run agency's money-saving goals. The MTA said on Wednesday that it plans a $675 million savings over the next 4 years, which is in addition to a $500 million annual savings that was already announced. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually. Um, that's pretty cool, though. All right, hold on. Hold on 1 second, folks. Yes. Yes. Let me get back to where I left off here. Okay, specifically, the MTA on November 19th released its final 2026 operating budget and 4-year financial plan, which includes a new round of operating efficiencies over the next 4 years. That transit reps said significantly reduced out year deficits announced in July financial plan by a total of $118. Yeah. All right, let's keep going. Um, all right. Actually, 418. My fault. 418. I misread it. 418. It's $418 million. My fault. All right. MTA leadership said new cost savings of $675 million are the primary driver of the financial achievement and raises the cumulative total to more than $2 billion in operating savings through 2029. You know how they didn't. You know how they. Yeah, I'll get to that part. I'll get to that part next. All right. Um. Okay. So. All right. So you want to know how you want to know how they making all this money and stuff. I'll fill you in. All right, saving money with Omni Tap and Ride. The MTA's operating budget covers costs related to day-to-day operations, including keeping stations clean and trains and buses in good repair. It is separate from the agency's $68.4 billion 2026 through 2029 capital plan and revenue collected from this from the outrageous fucking scam to be exact, congestion pricing. Um, in 2021, the MTA was looking at a $2.5 billion, uh, $2.5 billion annual deficit, but we have been able to get back on track thanks to the amazing support from OMNY MTA Chair and CEO General Lever said. That support allowed us to stay afloat without cutting service, without any layoffs, and another major factor in this agency's fiscal stability has been the cost savings that we've achieved in recent years. One of the major cost savings actions includes the ongoing transition to Omni Tap and Ride. For example, thanks to Omni, the MTA said the agency spends less for coin processing. We're realizing savings from the transition to Tap and Ride, which is not what motivated us to move to the more modern system. But not having to go around and collect money from all of those MetroCard machines is going to save money, Lever said. Um, the public has expressed concerns about Omni, including its lack of on-the-spot features that show balances as well as other mechanics of the system. Lever said the MTA is addressing those concerns. To date, the agency is on a roll with full adoption of Omni. Lever said 90% of customers have already signed on to the digital payment system. All the new vending machines for Omni have been installed and we're well ahead of where we expected to be in terms of the penetration of tap and ride among our riders, he said. And in case you're wondering, yes, you get transfers from bus to bus and bus to subway, and of course LIRR and Metro North, which I'll get to that in a couple seconds. Let's see. Yes, subway and bus fare increased in January. Obviously, I discussed that episodes ago. Fares and tolls help support the MTA's operating budget. Although a fare and toll increase will go into effect in early January, Lieber said New York is faring better in several ways than other transit agencies across the country. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. That's not how the drivers from the outer boroughs in New Jersey feel when they come to the city. Thanks to the governor Kathy Hochul, we are alone. We are alone among the major U.S. transit agencies. We are not grappling with 20% fare increases like New Jersey Transit or SEPTA, and we're not facing the huge service cuts being contemplated in Chicago, in San Francisco, and in Philadelphia. However, similar to NYC, other American cities such as Chicago and Boston have battled or continue to battle ongoing fare evasion. Washington, D.C.'s metro system overhauled its fare gates last year, installing new, modernized gates at its rail stations. It helped bring down fare evasion by 82%, the transit agency reported. Meanwhile, the MTA said it also identified cost savings through lower maintenance costs with the rolling deployment of newer and more reliable subway and rail cars. Just a second. The optimization of railroad train crew schedules and other identified efficiencies of internal processes across its agencies. The MTA has kept real costs below 2019 levels and through these new cost savings continues to meet the challenge of identifying new operating efficiencies to further reduce out year deficits, said MTA Chief Financial Advisor Jay Patel. She added that the transit system will continue to make smart decisions related to budget stability. Wait, hold on a second. Hold up. Hold up 1 second. Let me see if I missed anything. All right. Next on the transit news, um, this one struck me when I saw this on Facebook actually involving a MTA transit worker. So, a nearly 2 year investigation found that a NYC transit worker earned a whopping $300,000 while repeatedly violating the job's rest rules, performing outside as a welder for at least 9 private companies, the MTA Inspector General's office said on Thursday. According to the scathing report, MTA Inspector General Daniel Daniel Court said that employees, a structure maintainer who worked in overnight shift, ignored the rest requirements for his safety sensitive job at least 32 times. So for those, okay, rest rules are in place to prevent the on the job fatigue, especially for hands-on positions that require the utmost attention to machinery or operation. A structure maintainer at the MTA usually performs maintenance and repairs within the transit system. The maintainer, who was hired by NYC Transit in 2012, received outside funding with his side hustle between April 2020 and July 2024, according to the report. This employer's behavior jeopardized both his safety and the safety of others, court said. Outside employment rules exist for good reason, to safeguard the system, its workforce, and its customers, to avoid conflicts of interest, and to prevent time abuse. Um, time, yeah, time abuse. Yeah, time abuse. Those who violate the rules will be held accountable. Somebody had to be a fucking narc on this. Somebody had to be a fucking narc on this, though. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. So, man, that's crazy, man. Somebody had to be a damn narc on this, right? You had to be a damn narc. Look, if a person wants to have a side hustle, why is that a problem? That's the thing I'm not that's the thing that not a lot of people really understand though. Like how's that even a problem? Like, come on. Are you kidding me? Like that makes no fucking sense. It's one thing to have rules, but you can't police everybody 24/7. I mean, people have lives. You feel what I'm saying? That's how I feel about it though, man. But but that's crazy, man. That's fucking insane. Yeah. All right. Let's keep going here. All right. Here we go. All right, so the deep dive into the employees' questionable behavior began in April 2024. Someone made an anonymous complaint alleging that while the maintainer was performing outside work for a subcontractor installing windscreens on an NYC Transit project, he produced a track safety training card that is only issued, excuse me, to NYC Transit employees. The IG's office explained. Per the watchdog's investigation, a review of NYC Transit records, bank records, and other documents showed how much the employee was doing outside work. Only after the inspector general subpoenaed his outside employers did the maintainer fill out a dual employment request. According to the investigation, the maintainer admitted that he is required to have his outside employment approved by NYC Transit and claimed that he filed a dual employment form in 2017, but OIG found no record of that request, the investigation noted. Um, meanwhile, the maintainer's supervisor said he was unaware that he was responsible for reviewing and approving his staff's outside employment request. The maintainer already served a 5-month unpaid suspension and was issued a final warning. His supervisor was re-instructed on how to handle employee requests for dual employment. The IG's office said. MTA leadership wanted more action to be taken. And quote, we sought to terminate the employee who is the subject of this report for repeated and egregious violations of dual employment rules and rest requirements that betrayed the public trust and were in blatant disregard of public safety. Demetrius Critchlow, NYC Transit president, said. However, an arbitrator found that this outrageous behavior warranted only a suspension without pay. We could not disagree more. Of note, the employee um, irrevocably forfeited forfeited tens of thousands of dollars of salary while suspended. The report follows an investigation that occurred last month in which a group of employers from the MTA's Long Island Railroad were accused of making, selling, and using clone swipe cards to get paid while not working. The inspector's investigation led to disciplinary actions, including suspensions and resignations against the accused employees who were not publicly named. Man, and let's get to this though, man. Let's get to this though, man. Crime on the rails is still dropping, according to law enforcement authorities and the MTA on Wednesday. Officials reported a significant decrease in major crimes on the rails last month, with figures for October showing a nearly 14% reduction compared to October 24. Last, the subway system reported 155 major crimes, representing a 13.9 decrease compared to the same month last year. Charles Gulata, the NYPD's chief of transportation, said during a monthly committee meeting that took place on November 19th that The reduction is largely driven by a decrease in robberies and grand larcenies. What is important about these numbers is that they are not just numbers, Goulart said during his presentation. Those are crime victims, and more importantly than them being crime victims, these are some of the lowest numbers ever recorded in the subway system. He added that the MTA is on track to finish one of the strongest years in recorded history when it comes to subway crime. This has been an incredible year in the subway system so far, Goulart said. From January to October, the subway system experienced a 4.2% decrease in crime, with 1,828 incidents reported last year compared to 1,751 in 2025. This positive trend builds upon months of focused enforcement and strategic employments, excuse me, deployments across the city's vast underground network. Officials attribute the decline to increased police visibility and investments in safety. The credit always goes to our cops, Goulart said. They do an incredible job down there, day in and day out. The investment from the governor, mayor, and police commissioner into the subway system has been remarkable. General Lever Chair and CEO of the MTA said that the public is feeling the effects of a safer subway system. We just had the best October that anyone can remember, he said. What really hits home for us at the MTA is when we do rider surveys, and the rider surveys are telling us that people feel much safer on the system. Despite the positive trend, major high-profile subway crime incidents have continued to make headlines recently, including the unprovoked slashing of a 14-year-old boy on a Bronx 4 train earlier this month. And on November 7th, cops nabbed 18-year-old Welling Mendez in the Bronx for allegedly attempting to bring a handgun with a massive ammunition clip into the White Plains Road East Gun Hill Road Station. Transit officers spotted him evading the fare, but when they attempted to stop him, he ran from the scene. Officers were able to catch up with Mendez and found the weapon inside his jacket. First of all, first of all, I did see a video. I did see a video of a a white individual whose forehead was slashed by a Union Turnpike, and you call this shit safe? That shit is not safe, man. Like, what are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about here? Anyway, and let's go to the next one. The next one is, hang on a second. The next one is, yeah, of course, obviously, um, yeah, NYC streets will get a makeover next year, as Governor Kathy Hochul announced on Wednesday a nearly $79 million paving investment for the Big Apple. The announcement is part of an $800 million secured in the current state budget to fix roads throughout the Empire State. Big Apple drivers will be treated to new coats of asphalt on major thoroughfares, including parts of the Brooklyn Queens Expressway, Jackie Robinson Parkway, and the Bronx River Parkway. A total of 44 paving projects equating to 75 miles in NYC will commence in 2026. Statewide, leveraging the $800 million that Hochul secured in the most recent state budget to augment the final 2 years of its 5-year, $34.3 billion capital plan. The the New York State Department of Transportation will invest more than $600 million in over 180 paving projects across the state to be completed next year. As wow, wow. Yeah, this is more of a wait and see, man, when it comes to highways and major streets. Okay. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. As someone who has ridden on virtually every mile of every state road across New York, I know firsthand every curve and every pothole. And next year we will be making an unprecedented investment to improve state roads across New York, the governor said. New Yorkers will be seeing crews out there like never before next year, rejuvenating rejuvenating highways, enhancing the safety of the traveling public, and laying a solid foundation for economic development across the Empire State. State officials touted the NYSDOT, the New York State Department of Transportation paving investment as the largest in its history. Commissioner Marie Therese Dominguez said the investment will help modernize roadways throughout the state. Okay, let's see. Now, thanks to the governor's and unprecedented, investment, we are putting that commitment into high gear with an historic paving agenda for 2026 that will provide easier travel on roads from one end of the state to the other. She said, infrastructure investments like these are foundational to the future to the New York that Governor Hochul is building, a future that is affordable, safe, and healthy for all residents. And let's see. So, NYC paving projects in 2026, starting with Queens. $4 million to resurface eastbound Jackie Robinson Parkway, 908B, between Central Avenue and Grand Central Parkway, 907M, Van Wyck Expressway, I-678, aka Van Wyck Boulevard. $2.3 million to resurface the eastbound Lower Long Island Expressway, connect the road from 46th Street to Maurice Avenue. $2.6 million to resurface the eastbound Lower Long Island Expressway, connect the road from Maurice Avenue to westbound Brooklyn Queens Expressway in New York City, Queens County. $48,263 to resurface the westbound Long Island Expressway I-495 ramp to southbound Clearview Expressway I-295. $392,700 to rehabilitate the southbound Clearview Expressway I-295 exit 4E ramp to eastbound Long Island Expressway I-495. $336,600 to rehabilitate the southbound Clearview Expressway I-295 exit 4E and 4W ramp to Long Island Expressway I-495. $8.1 million to rehabilitate the eastbound Nassau Expressway, New York 878. Yeah, $8.1 million to rehabilitate the eastbound Nassau Expressway, New York 878 from 150th Street to Farmers Boulevard. $201,960 to rehabilitate the exit 19 ramp from westbound Belt Parkway to Collector Distributor Road. $201,960 to rehabilitate the North Conduit Avenue ramp to westbound Belt Parkway, Collector Distributor Road. $7.1 million to rehabilitate the westbound Nassau Expressway, New York 878 from Farmers Boulevard to 150th Street. $920,040 to rehabilitate the westbound Belt Parkway Collector Distributor Road to northbound Van Wyck Expressway, I-678. Now, the Bronx, $231,412 to resurface the entrance ramp from eastbound Bruckner Boulevard to northbound Bronx River Parkway 907H. $2.2 million to resurface the entrance ramp from Story Avenue to northbound Bronx River Parkway 907H. $95,288 to resurface the exit ramp from northbound Bronx River Parkway 907H to westbound Bruckner Boulevard. $2.2 million to resurface the exit ramp from southbound Bronx River Parkway 907H to Story Avenue. $4.9 million to resurface the northbound Bronx River Parkway from Pelham Parkway to East 233rd Street. $4.9 million to resurface the southbound Bronx River Parkway 907H from East 233rd Street to Pelham Parkway. $168,000. Excuse me, $168,300 to rehabilitate the entrance ramp from Crows Avenue to eastbound Cross Bronx Expressway I-95. $179,520 to rehabilitate the entrance ramp from Ellis Avenue to westbound Cross Bronx Expressway I-95. $960 to rehabilitate the entrance ramp from White Plains Road to westbound Cross Bronx Expressway I-95. $235,620 to rehabilitate the exit ramp from westbound Cross Bronx Expressway I-95 to Rosedale Avenue. $498,960 to rehabilitate the eastbound Cross Bronx Expressway I-95 between Amsterdam Avenue and the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. $498,960 to rehabilitate. Yeah, they got that twice. Yeah, might be a typo actually. Hold on. I'm sorry. $498,960 to rehabilitate the westbound Cross Bronx Expressway I-95 between Amsterdam Avenue and the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Now we go to Brooklyn. $13.7 million to resurface the Ocean Parkway 908H from Church Avenue to Murdoch Court. Hold on. $8.6 million to rehabilitate the eastbound Brooklyn Queens Expressway I-278 from President Street to Amity Street. $5.8 million to rehabilitate the westbound Brooklyn Queens Expressway I-278 from Amity Street to President Street. Staten Island, $204,188 to resurface the entrance ramp from Arthur Kill Road to northbound West Shore Expressway, New York 440. $653,400 to resurface the entrance ramp from northbound West Shore Expressway, New York 440, Korean War Veterans Parkway 909C to the Park and Ride facility. $204,188 to resurface the entrance ramp from southbound Korean War Veterans Parkway 909C to the Park and Ride facility. $115,706 to resurface the entrance ramp from Trenter Place on Forest Avenue to northbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440. $136,125 to resurface the entrance ramp from Victory Boulevard to northbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440. $306,281 to resurface the entrance ramp from westbound Staten Island Expressway I-278 to northbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440. $88,481 to resurface the entrance ramp from Willow Road West Forest Avenue to southbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway. $170,156 to resurface the exit ramp from eastbound Staten Island Expressway I-278 to northbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway. $183,768 to resurface the exit ramp from the northbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440 to westbound Staten Island Expressway I-278. $108,900 to resurface the exit ramp from northbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440 to Willow Road, East Forest Avenue. $272,250 to resurface the exit ramp from northbound West Shore Expressway, New York 440 to the Arthur Kill Road. All right. $408,375 to resurface the exit ramp from southbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440 to eastbound Staten Island Expressway I-278. $149,738 to resurface the exit ramp from southbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440 to Victory Boulevard. $136,125 to resurface the exit ramp from southbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440 to westbound Staten Island Expressway I-278. $95,288 to resurface the exit ramp from southbound Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440 to Willow Road West Forest Avenue. $680,625 to resurface the exit ramp from southbound West Shore Expressway, New York 440 to northbound Korean War Veterans Parkway. $435,600 to resurface the exit ramp from West Shore Expressway Park and Ride facility to northbound Korean War Veterans Parkway, 909C. $4 million to resurface Martin Luther King Jr. Expressway, New York 440 from Victory Boulevard to Dixon Avenue. All right, I got one more transit news to talk about. This is involving some street closures of the Thanksgiving Day parade. Listen to this. All right, so Thanksgiving is on Thursday, which is tomorrow, November 27th, kicking off a 4-day holiday weekend for many New Yorkers. In anticipation of holiday travel, the MTA announced service changes in effect for commuters who will be traversing the city and nearby suburbs during this long festive weekend. Know before you go, subways and buses, of course, on Wednesday, which happened today, um, which happened today, Wednesday, November 26th. Subways and buses will operate on a regular weekday schedule. On Thanksgiving Day, New York City subway and buses will operate on a Sunday schedule. The Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, the 99th annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, kicks off at 8:30 a.m. at 77th Street and Central Park West on Thursday. It ends in front of Macy's at Herald Square, 34th Street. The closest subway stations to the start of the parade are 72nd Street for the 123 trains, 79th Street, one train, and 59th Street Columbus Circle, A, B, C, D, and one trains. There will be additional service on the 42nd Street shuttle and one train in the early morning to accommodate parade goers on Thanksgiving Day. Some station entrances and exits at 59th Street Columbus Circle will be closed. Select exits and entrances will be closed at Penn Station and other stations along the 6th Avenue line. Bus service in Manhattan may experience delays and will be affected by reroutes, detours, and or frozen zones, especially those routes operating in Midtown near the parade route. The 79th Street Transverse Road will be closed from noon Wednesday, November 26th to noon Thursday, November 27th. Buses will not be permitted to cross during this time. The Staten Island Railway will operate on a Saturday schedule. On Friday, subways and the Staten Island train will run on a regular weekday schedule. Most buses will run on reduced weekday schedules. Long Island Railroad and Metro North. So listen to this. For those of you who are in Long Island and for those of you in the tri-state areas for those of you that's in the tri-state areas of New Jersey and Connecticut, this one's for you. Metro North will have early getaway service on Wednesday, which is today, for Metro North's east of Hudson commuters. There will be 10 extra trains departing from Grand Central Terminal in the early and mid-afternoon. Some evening trains will not operate. There will be 3 early departures each on the Hudson and Harlem lines, and 4 early departures on the New Haven line. So yeah, for Metro North's west of Hudson commuters, a Port Jervis line early getaway train will depart Hoboken at 2:41 p.m., making stops at Secaucus, Ramsey, Route 17, Suffern, and all stops in NYS, New York State, to Port Jervis, arriving at 4:56 p.m. The connecting train from New York Penn Station will depart at 2:34 p.m. On the Pascack Valley line, riders on the 5:08 p.m. departure from Hoboken should note that the connecting train from New York Penn Station departs at 5:20 p.m., 5 minutes earlier than normal, the MTA said. LARR will run on a regular weekday schedule. On Thursday, LARR will run on a holiday weekend schedule with extra service before and after the parade, adding 15 additional trains to accommodate travel to and from the parade. Metro North will operate a special schedule with extra service before and after the parade with additional inbound morning service. There will also be expanded outbound service starting in the late morning and continuing until mid-afternoon for commuters traveling to suburban destinations, with expanded evening service for riders returning to New York City. Metro North's west of Hudson service will operate on a weekend schedule with 2 additional trains on the Port Jervis line for service before and after the parade. On Friday, Metro North will run on an enhanced Saturday schedule. LARR will operate on a regular weekday schedule. Now we go to subways, buses, and commuter rails on Saturday and Sunday. All MTA agencies will operate on regular weekend schedules on Saturday and Sunday. Metro North will run extra shopper specials on the New Haven line into Manhattan in the morning and returning home in the late afternoon and evening to accommodate shoppers and sightseers. The MTA encouraged riders to use the MTA apps or check mta.info to stay informed about service information. I did see earlier in regards to people who are traveling for Thanksgiving and the weekend. If you're traveling away from New York, and whether you are traveling by train or whether you are driving, the most important thing to do to catch your flights. Also check online to see if there's any flight delays whatsoever. And of course, if you are taking a train to a different state to visit family, relatives, cousins, whoever, and if you're driving to a different state whatsoever, the same goes and applies. The earliest you have to leave is 6 a.m. 6 a.m. And if you're going to go out of New York or go to a different state, or if you're going within New York or maybe Long Island, whatever it may be, to spend some time with some cousins and families and whatnot, it's best to actually leave as early as possible at 6 a.m. And if you're coming back to New York or any different states, it's best that you leave at 5 or 5:30 because you don't want to be stuck in traffic. All right, you don't want to be stuck in traffic on the way and on your way back. All right, just a quick reminder. Also, another quick reminder I want to actually mention to you is majority of the stores are going to stop selling MetroCards. So it's very important that you folks at home who are in the tri-state area of New Jersey, Connecticut, and the 5 boroughs of New York to buy yourself an OMNY card, because the MetroCards are going to be expiring it's going to be expiring on December 31st of this year. Also, to the nice bus riders in Long Island who goes to Roosevelt Field Mall and other destinations, if you have an OMNY, the OMNY card readers are going to be activated on January 4th of 2026, which is my birthday. All right, so it's very important that you buy yourself an OMNY card because the MetroCards will be no more. All right, so there you go right there, folks. I actually going to review some street closures for the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade before I get up out of here. So I'll actually get into that right here. But in the meantime, I want to actually talk about this this crazy ass ugliest, deadliest big beautiful bill. I think it's very important. To actually talk about this because I know how everybody feels about the whole thing with the healthcare of those who have Medicaid, including myself, And those who have Medicare and all that other stuff are probably wondering, probably wondering and scared that the funding will be cut off. So um, you're probably wondering what the fuck is a big beautiful spending bill? What is this? What is this shit about? I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you asked. Actually, I'm glad you asked. Actually, so um, I'm glad you asked. So I'm actually going to break that down. Actually, hold on 1 second, man. Wait. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. This is exactly what I was talking about earlier. So police are on the hunt for a deranged man who slashed two men inside a Queens subway station within 10 minutes on Wednesday afternoon in unprovoked attacks. According to police sources, the incident unfolded inside of Union Turnpike Kew Gardens subway station at approximately 3:15 p.m. on November 19th. It's fucking insane, man. Cops say the suspect was stalking the southbound E train when he brandished a sharp object. Approaching a 42-year-old man from behind, police reported the suspect slashed the victim across the forehead. That's exactly what I saw. Yes, that's exactly what I saw. That's exactly what I saw recently. um, The attack appeared to be completely random. Authorities said the mass slasher then set his sight on a 50-year-old man and cut him across the face. Both attacks occurred within a 10-minute span. EMS rushed the younger victim to New York Presbyterian Queens Hospital, while the second victim was transported to Elmhurst Hospital. Both were listed in stable condition. Authorities say the man responsible was last seen fleeing on foot when sought individual was last seen wearing a black jacket, black pants, and black shoes. No arrests have been made, and the investigation remains ongoing. Anyone with information regarding the incident can call Crime Stoppers at 1-800-577-TIPS, and for Spanish Latinos, you can dial 888-557-PISTA. You can also submit tips online at crimestoppers.nypdonline.org or on X, formerly Twitter, at NYPD Tips. All calls and messages are kept confidential. All right, so there you go, right there. Yes, I want to talk about the craziest, ridiculous bill that passed on the 4th of July. In the latest segment right here of chatting all the jazz. Let's do this. Let's go. All right. All right. I want to talk about this. This is very important to all the people who have health care. I'm gonna actually talk about this too. So let me just find that story. Let me just find that story though. Yes, so the impacts of the craziest, ugliest bill. So let's get into it right here. All right, so let's get into it right here. And this is from lcv.org. Let's get to this right here. So Republicans in Congress narrowly passed their so-called Big Beautiful Bill, aka the Big Ugly Deadliest Bill. And Cheeseface President 47 signed it into law on the 4th of July. It is the most anti-environment legislation ever passed and will have disastrous impacts for clean energy, electricity costs, the health of our communities and environment, and much more. Here's the ugly truth about what's in the new law and the impacts will feel across the country as it comes into effect. What impacts will we see from the so-called Big Beautiful Bill? In short, job loss, less clean energy, more pollution, higher energy costs, cuts to Medicaid and SNAP, more ICE raids, and tax cuts for billionaires. Rising rising unemployment, the Inflation Reduction Act sparked a clean air energy boom nationwide, funding over 750 projects, big and small. The Big Ugly Bill guts the tax incentives and grants that made these projects possible. Hundreds of these projects will be eliminated, and with them, hundreds of thousands of jobs in clean energy and manufacturing. The clean energy jobs that this bill destroys are good, family sustaining jobs. They benefit workers, their families, and communities, and also help advance climate progress nationwide. Without these workers and the services they provide, it will be much more difficult for the U.S. to meet our climate goals. Higher energy costs, gutting clean energy tax credits also means that our communities will be forced to rely on expensive, polluting fossil fuels. Energy demand is rising at a historic rate. Undermining clean energy, the fastest and cheapest way to bring new energy online, will ensure there isn't enough supply and will jack up energy prices. Under this bill, families' energy bills will go up around $110 next year and over $400 per year in the next five. Along with and raising energy costs, the bill also guts fuel and excuse me. The bill also guts fuel efficiency standards for cars and trucks that have saved drivers $5 trillion at the pump. Without these standards, auto manufacturers will have less incentive to prove their vehicle fuel efficiency. Cars will be more expensive to fuel, and dangerous emissions from transportation, already the most polluting sector in the country, will jump. More pollution in our communities. In addition to boosting dirty energy, a new pay to play system allows big oil and other corporations to jam through massive polluting projects by simply paying a fee to sidestep environmental review and community input. Our communities deserves to have their voices heard when polluting projects are proposed in our dangerous neighborhoods. In our neighborhoods. Without these protections, our communities will suffer while wealthy developers pay to break the rules meant to protect our health. And if that wasn't enough, the big ugly bill also defunds programs that are helping clean up pollution in our schools and from the dirty diesel trucks and buses that drive through our communities. It even cuts funding to track this harmful air pollution. Oh boy. Life-saving programs eliminated. Not only does the big ugly bill cut pollution reduction programs, it defunds other life-saving programs like Medicaid and the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program, SNAP to pay for tax breaks for billionaires. The bill strips 11.18 million people of their insurance through a $1 trillion cut to healthcare programs while making us sicker by cutting funding for public health programs that clean up air pollution in our communities. 18 million children of school provided meals and 3 million people of federal nutrition assistance, which I will talk about that after I recap the government shutdown. This is crazy, man. While everyday people are going hungry, breathing dirtier air, and dying because they are unable to cover their medical costs, billionaires and big corporations will be getting massive giveaways and tax breaks to the tune of trillions of dollars to, of course, Wall Street people included. More impact details by state dig deeper into how the new law will impact states across the country, including expected energy cost increases, number of jobs lost, and climate threats. Arizona, California, Colorado, Iowa, Michigan, Nevada, New Jersey, New York. I'm not very surprising, but very crazy. Um, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Washington, and Wisconsin. What can we do now that the bill has passed? So, the big ugly bill is a disaster for our jobs, the economy, public health, and the environment. It's also unpopular with the vast majority of people across the country. Republicans promised to bring down prices and make our lives easier, but did not. But did not. They played the people in America. But this massive law will do the opposite. We must hold Republicans in Congress accountable for their terrible votes and broken promises. Republicans advanced this bill through backroom deals and middle of the night markups because they know how unpopular it is. We can't let them get away with covering up what they've done. Of course, you can take 5 minutes today to send a message to tell your members of Congress stop increasing our costs. Spread the word to your friends and family by sharing this blog post on Bluesky social, Facebook, X, and your other social media platforms. Yeah. So there you go, right there, folks. This is terrible. This is some terrible shit, man. And I have to, and I gotta really, I have a gripe with this administration. I have a fucking big gripe with this administration, and this involves the stupid ass government shutdown. All right, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous, right? All right. I'm gonna do a little recap of the government shutdown, and I have my thoughts on not only the gutting of our healthcare and everything else, but I want to go over the airports that were affected by the government shutdown for 43 days. Now, my biggest gripe with this administration is the fact that it's their it's not only their fault, but it's also includes Mike Johnson, JD Vance, and along with the rest of the Republicans, and of course even the idiots in Congress, that actually got um involved in this mess. So I don't think it's the Democrats' fault at all. It's the Republicans and Congress. You feel what I'm saying? This is the worst idea that they actually did. And the reason why I say that is because the Democrats are trying to fight for the Affordable Care Act, as far as like the Medicaids, the Medicares, and all that other stuff. Like, come on, you mean to tell me you couldn't even put your differences aside for the American people? Like, come on, man. That's fucking insane to me. And here's the list of 40 airports that were affected by the government shutdown includes Anchorage International, Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International, Boston Logan International, Baltimore Washington International, Charlotte Douglas International, Cincinnati Northern Kentucky International, Dallas Love, Ronald Reagan Washington National, Denver International, Dallas Fort Worth International, Detroit Metropolitan Wayne County, Norton Liberty International, Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood International, Honolulu International, Houston Hobby, Washington Dulles International, George Bush Houston International, Indianapolis International, New York John F. Kennedy International, Las Vegas Harry Reid International, Los Angeles International, New York LaGuardia Airport, Orlando International, Chicago Midway, Memphis International, Miami International, Minneapolis St. Paul International, Auckland International, Ontario International, Chicago O'Hare International, Portland International, Philadelphia International, Phoenix Sky Harbor International, San Diego International, Louisville International, Seattle Tacoma International, San Francisco International, Salt Lake City International, Teterboro, and Tampa International. This fucking government shutdown has affected TSA workers who couldn't get paid for a month. You feel what I'm saying? And and the fact that even though that the government shutdown is over, it's going to take a couple of days to actually, rework the system on giving directions on where the planes are going to go. And for those of you who say that everything's going to be back to normal, the thing with the airports, they have an old system where they have to direct the planes to different directions as far as safety and as far as not, you know, and as far as not getting into any plane crashes and stuff. Because I did see two plane crashes actually. One is the UPS, and the other one is Spirit and some other planes and stuff. But I think the issue is they need to update their system to actually in order to direct the planes to their destinations. And I get it. It's fucking crazy. And you know what's even crazy is that 25 states have sued Cheeseface President 47. I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna get to that. I want to get to that before I get to Snap and all that other stuff. Um, let's see. And let me see. Where is it? Wait, 25 states. Let's see. Let me find out though. Yes, 25 states. Yeah, I want to get to the 25 states that actually sued Cheeseface President 47, and this is from CBS News actually. So I want to actually so this includes Arizona, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Hawaii, Illinois, Kansas, Kentucky, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Vermont, Washington, and Wisconsin. You know, for those of you idiots out there who voted for this fat bastard, this is on you. Because if the people from SNAP weren't scrambling for food and stuff, with their SNAP benefits have been cut off. Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you, even this idiot did a 60-minute interview, and he brags about in the 5 takeaways I'm actually going to get into. This is so fucking ridiculous right now, man. Yeah, this is so fucking ridiculous, man. You know, 5 takeaways, man. So let's see. The takeaways. Okay, so he oh my gosh. This is insane, man. So the 5 takeaways that he bragged about during the 60-minute interview after the lawsuit. Yeah, he brags about China and Russia testing nuclear weapons. So fucking insane, man. So fucking insane. And suggest he backed Cuomo over Mandani. Oh nah. And then this idiot offers little plan for ending the shutdown. This is fucked up. And of course, defense, ICE raids, and DOJ indictments. This is so insane. Fucking insane, man. And what makes it worse is like I saw a video involving the people in Corona, Queens, who are scrambling and upset about their SNAP benefits being gutted. And let me tell you something, folks. I had to explain to my fucking homeboy about the SNAP benefits and stuff, right? And I explained to him that not everybody can get jobs because some people are disabled, some of them are in wheelchairs, some of them are using walkers, a cane, some of them have mental health problems, and some of them are senior citizens. Yes, you have some people who work, but do not fucking assume that that they're not working. The thing is, what he didn't understand is that it's for people who are below the poverty line. Mike Epps said some stupid shit too on the Breakfast Club. He said some stupid shit on the Breakfast Club too, man. I forgot to mention this shit too. Man. I want to actually get into this. This this is fucking insane what he said though, man. I want to actually get into it. Mike Epps said, oh boy. Oh my gosh, man. I forgot to mention this too, man. Um, I'm just gonna actually briefly go over what he said. Actually, he said something that was very fucking offensive to people who feel like that the administration is actually stealing food from them. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That shit was so fucking ridiculous, man. Yeah, yeah, and oh my gosh, I actually have to look for it though, man. I gotta look for this shit. I gotta look for this shit though, man. Yeah, this is insane, man. This is insane. And he said on the Breakfast Club that he's glad there's been a pause on food stamps and he's taken some time to explain it. He said during the Breakfast Club, um, I told people when these food stamps and stuff get cut off, don't worry about that. He said around the 41-minute mark in the video above, see, black people, we've been getting our shit cut off. We've been getting our doors kicked in and stuff. This is not for us. And he continued in quote, so don't take this as personal about the food stamps and all that. I'm actually glad they're cutting some of these niggas off food stamps because some of us need to not be on food stamps because it's a trickle down effect. Now I don't know about that though, man. I'm really, oh my gosh. Then he says you get the food stamps, then you go buy the food that gives you cancer, then you eat the food that gives you cancer, then you are sad. You are walking around here upset. Your diet's fucked up, he said. Now I'm gonna tell some honest God truth. Your diet done set a lot of niggas to prison. This is crazy, man. What he said, though, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, though, man. But I have to disagree with this guy because, like I said before, and like I said to a homeboy of mine, man, you know, SNAP benefits. First of all, SNAP benefits are for people who are below poverty line. You can't dismiss the fact that these people have been struggling. These people have mental health issues. These people also have, you know, disabilities. Some of them are on wheelchairs. Some of them are on a walker. Some of them are walking with a cane. And you have senior citizens who are retired rely on the SNAP benefits to pay their bills, to actually take care of groceries and whatnot. So this is so fucking ignorant of Mike Epps to actually say that shit though, man. That is not funny at all. That is not funny at all. That is not funny at all, man. You know what I'm saying? That is not funny at all, man. I just wanted to get this shit off my chest, man. He should have known better, man. Like, what in the hell? He should have known better, man. He should have known better, man. I'm sorry, but Mike Epps and a homeboy mine, you are all fucking wrong for that shit. All right, let me get to the. I want to get to the SNAP benefits and stuff, and who's helping out. Speaking of SNAP benefits, actually, man, and speaking of SNAP benefits, Instacart is actually helping out with the people who are struggling with food insecurity. Let's take a look at this actually. So, this was posted on Halloween. Instacart offers 50% off grocery to active SNAP customers on next order launches, online donations drives for 300 food banks. For millions of families, SNAP benefits are a lifeline. Very important. as a looming lapse in funding puts that critical support at risk. Many Americans right now are wondering how they'll continue to put food on the table. At Instacart, we believe every family should have access to the nutritious food they need every single day in every single community. That's why today we're announcing a new grocery offer to support families that use SNAP, as well as a nationwide food bank drive to help hundreds of food banks around the country as they prepare for rising demand. We're we're committed to ensuring every family in every community can put food on the table, said Danny Dudek, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer at Instacart. As SNAP funding faces unprecedented disruption and food banks brace for longer lines, we're focused on practical, immediate solutions, helping families who use SNAP stretch their grocery dollars and help food banks stock up to support their families. By the way, Governor Kathy Hochul actually chimed in regards to the food thing. I want to actually look for that too, man. I want to actually look for that too. As a matter of fact, I forgot to mention this. Actually, I forgot to mention this. Forgot to mention this shit though. Yes, I forgot to mention this. Let me see where. I gotta find the damn story. Actually, find the story. Actually, um, yeah, and it's crazy, man. Actually, it's crazy. Let me just find it. Yeah. So, and Governor Kathy Hochul actually chimed in. She chimed in on that. Let me see if I can find it. Let me find that shit though, man. Yeah. So she chimed in to helping 3 million New Yorkers with that could lose their food assistance in November ahead of Thanksgiving due to the GOP's federal government shutdown. That's crazy, man. Um, yeah, Hochul rallied with New Yorkers impacted by Washington Republicans, devastating cuts to healthcare, food assistance, and other critical programs, with nearly 3 million New Yorkers at risk of losing the food assistance they receive from the supplemental nutrition assistance programs, which started November 1st due to the GOP's federal government shutdown, which happened for 43 fucking days. The governor also announced that she is fast tracking 30 million now in state funds to support over 16 million meals. This additional funding follows Governor Hochul's announcement last week of more than 11 million dollars to support local emergency food relief. And yeah, it's crazy. And she also says, in quote, "I'm doing everything in my power to soften the blow of the destruction Republicans in Washington are inflicting on our state," Governor Hochul said. While I repeatedly that no state can backfill these devastating cuts, I am committed to ensuring New Yorkers do not go hungry this holiday season, and am taking action to support the families suffering the consequences of Republicans' cruelty. Republicans in Congress voted to rip healthcare and vital services from millions of New Yorkers, and my administration and the people of New York will continue holding them accountable. Yes, yes. 42 million Americans are basically struggling with this, actually. They're struggling with food insecurity. This is crazy after it. And I actually talked about the big ugly bill actually that was passed minutes ago actually, and this is just not. I feel like it's not fair. And even Kirsten Gillibrand and along with Gerald Nadler, and along with Nadia Velasquez and Gregory W. Meeks, basically Paul Tonko, Grace Meng, Joseph Morrell, Richie Torres, who's in the Bronx, Dan Goldman, John W. Manion, Timothy Kennedy, and along with others, disagree with the fucking cuts to SNAP benefits and stuff. So I'm very glad that they actually chimed in and basically took a stand on this shit, though, man. You know what I'm saying? Because this is very important, and very important to hold these fucking idiots accountable, especially in Congress, man. anyway, anyway, um, anyway, as I was saying before, actually, yeah, as I was saying before, actually. So we're committed to ensuring every family in every community can put food on the table, said Danny Dudek, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer at Instacart. As SNAP funding faces unprecedented disruption and food banks brace for longer lines, we're focused on practical, immediate solutions, helping families who use SNAP stretch their grocery dollars and helping food banks stock up to support their communities. 50% off your next grocery order for active SNAP customers starting this week. We're offering active SNAP customers 50% off their next grocery order, up to $50 discount. This special offer is designed to immediately help families stretch their grocery dollars, allowing them to keep nutritious staples and daily essentials in their carts and on their tables. All eligible customers who used EBT SNAP benefits to get groceries delivered via Instacart at any point in October will receive an additional discount code via email in the coming days. This offer can be redeemed nationwide from any one of the nearly 180 retail banners and 30,000 stores that offer SNAP payments via Instacart, up to 100,000 redemptions, representing a commitment of up to $5 million in direct relief for families on SNAP. So there you go right there. There you go right there. I actually saw that City Harvest and along with other food banks actually helping out with the food insecurities that people are struggling with. And I like to and I like to say that I'm very proud of these people, because without them it would have been a lot worse with the fatalities and famine and all that other stuff. So you know, keep up the good work. Keep up the good work, and this is like, they don't do this for the glory. They do this for the love and the people in different communities. You feel what I'm saying? And I think this is just I think it's sweet. It's very sweet and very, very, very yeah, it's very sweet. Very sweet of these people, though. Now I want to get to the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa that hit Jamaica, Haiti, Dominican Republic, Cuba, and I believe it hit the Bahamas. Let me find that story actually. Actually, yeah, because yeah, so this is what happened actually. So Sean Paul wants to help those affected by Hurricane Melissa. The Jamaican dancehall singer and rapper, age 52, took to Instagram on Thursday, October 30th, to speak out about how the hurricane is affecting his native land, and announced he'll match up to $50,000 in donations to help those impacted. Right now, my island of Jamaica is going through a really tough time. Wrote Paul alongside a video of himself standing outside. Um, Hurricane Melissa has caused serious damage, and many of our brothers and sisters are struggling, families displaced, homes destroyed, and communities in need of help. The temperature performer continued through the Sean Paul Foundation. We've partnered with Food for the Poor Jamaica to bring relief directly um, to those affected. And in quote, I'm asking all my fans, friends, and supporters worldwide, if you can, please give what you can, said Paul. Every donation counts, no matter how small or big. Together, we can make a big difference. He then spoke about putting his own money forward and to show how much this means to me. I'll be matching every dollar raised up to $50,000. Continue the caption. Together, we can double the impact and help even more families get back on their feet. And Paul encourages followers to donate through www.foodforthepoor.ga. Excuse me. I'm sorry. www.foodforthepoor um, ja.org/. Sean Paul Foundation. All right. And let's stand strong for Jamaica. One love, one family, one nation. He concluded, big up and thank you for your support. Hurricane Melissa made landfall in Jamaica on Tuesday that took place October 28th as a Category 5 storm with maximum sustained winds of 185 miles per hour, according to AccuWeather and the Weather Channel. The storm then hit eastern Cuba the following day, bringing damaging winds, flooding, rains, and dangerous storm surge per a National Hurricane Center. Um, at least 7 people died before the storm made landfall near New Hope on the southwestern side of Jamaica. Check out other organizations helping those affected here. Shaggy is also chiming in on helping the people in Jamaica that actually got affected by the aftermath. By the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. And I read somewhere that there's going to be a benefit concert that's going to take place in Queens on December the 12th, which I will actually try to look this. I'll try to look this up. I'll try to look this up and stuff. So um, let me just look this up. Okay. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, I wanted to look up the benefit concert that's happening. Let me just get into this right here. So this is from musictalkers.com actually. So in response to the widespread devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa in Jamaica, Grammy award winning artist Shaggy through his Make a Difference Foundation has partnered with Jamaica Strong NYC to present the Jamaica Strong benefit concert. The event is scheduled for Friday, December 12th, 2025 at the UBS Arena in Queens. Jamaica Strong NYC is led by George Crooks of Jammin's Event, Robert Bobby Clark of Irie Jam Media, and Casey Rankin of Roadblock Radio LLC. Crooks, who will co-produce the concert, said the goal is to raise at least 1 million US dollars for relief efforts. Casey Rankin emphasized the collective efforts of the Caribbean communities across the region. He said communities in New Jersey, Connecticut, and Pennsylvania are pooling their resources to support Jamaica. The all-star lineup includes Shaggy, Sean Paul, KES, Inner Circle, Kaimani, Marley, Tessan, Chin, A. Donya, Chronic Law, TOK, Gramps Morgan, Richie Stevens, Mikey Spice, Marsha Griffins, I Octane, and gospel singer Kevin Downwell. Bobby Clark announced that rising artist Aisha Barrett patriotic song Jamaica Strong has been selected as the official theme for the event. Barrett is the daughter of Wailers bassist Aston, family man Barrett, and niece of the drummer Carlton Carly Barrett. She said the song became her way of giving hope back to Jamaica after seeing the impact of Hurricane Melissa. The song was already surpassed 1 million views on Facebook and Instagram. Richie Stevens, who will also perform at the benefit, recorded a tribute song titled Hurricane. He described Hurricane Melissa as the largest to ever make landfall in Jamaica and plans to perform the song at the concert. Tickets for the concert are available through Ticketmaster. The event is produced under the I Love Jamaica concert series in partnership with the government of Jamaica. Proceeds will benefit Jamaica's official hurricane relief and recovery fund and other registered charities supporting families and communities affected by the hurricane. All funds will be transparently distributed to approved beneficiaries. That's pretty cool, man. Yes, so I want to actually mention um I want to mention some websites actually, man, so that way you can get an idea on how to support. Hold on a second. All right, so the website by Sean Paul is www.foodforthepoor. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. I don't know if I spelled. No, I didn't spell it right. I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on 1 second. I had to make a little correction. Yes, Sean Paul's what is it? Yeah, Sean Paul's website, www.foodforthepoorja.com. All right. This is the website where you can actually donate some food, water, clothes, and everything else in between. And of course, Shaggy, like I said, he's getting in on helping out the people in Jamaica and all that other stuff. I did see a video of him doing an interview and how devastated he was, all that other stuff. So check out this website, and you can help out the people who are displaced in their homes. I saw a video of their home, the roofs of their homes being ripped apart, and also another website that Charles from TMZ mentioned is www.supportjamaica.gov.jm. All right, so these are the two websites where you could actually make your donations, help out the people, all that great stuff right there. All right. And like I said before, man, if you want to check out the benefit concert, um, Jamaica Strong. I think that Jamaica Strong is actually what it's called actually. So this is what it is. So yes, it's happening December the 12th, and it takes place at the UBS Arena. Make sure you go to Ticketmaster. Make sure you go to Ticketmaster.com as well as SeatGeek.com. All right. Now that I got that out the way, let me go to some stuff actually that I wanted to talk about here. Yeah, I wanted to go to some stuff right here. So let me see. Let me see. So yeah, that's crazy though, man. Let me see. This is, if I'm not mistaken, man. Hold on 1 second. Where was I? Yes. Yes, let me see something here. So this was, damn. So as consumers cope with lingering cost of living pressures and the potential impacts of tariffs, CBS News is tracking the change in prices of everyday household expenses from food to utilities and rent. In September, the Consumer Price Index, a key measure of inflation across the U.S. economy, rose by 0.1%. That brought the annual inflation rate to 3.0% compared to 2.9% in August. This is nuts, man. This is nuts right here, man. Actually, that's crazy, man. Yeah, the categories in this tracker reflect a selection from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, Consumer Price Index, and average price data. We focused on goods and services that make up a meaningful share of household budgets, could be affected by tariffs, or have seen significant price changes since 2022. That's crazy, man. Yeah, you gotta feel for those. You got to feel for these fucking people, man. You gotta feel for the people. That's crazy, man. That's crazy though, man. Well, let's see. Oh man. Um, this is crazy though, man. Anyway, let's get to Chance the Rapper here. All right. hold on. That's not what I meant here. Hang on 1 second. I know I saw another one. Wait. Um, yeah, calls out ICE. Yeah. Yes. Yes, Chance the Rapper. Here we go. So, this is from Hip Hop DX. Chance the Rapper has hit out at the widespread immigration raids that have been taking place across Los Angeles and much of America at the behest of Cheeseface President 47, aka the fat bastard in the White House. Speaking of the speaking on the cruise show, the Chicago rapper did not hide his feelings about the highly controversial raids conducted by ICE. He said, in quote, it's disgusting. I think we just in a space where people are afraid to, I guess, really fight the system. Like this is a country that's actually built on bloody revolutions and radical thought and self-determination. And sometimes I think we make that such a historic thing or such a in the past kind of thing that we forget that like we're a country built on fighting the system and fighting the power. He also stated, I think we're just in a place where people sometimes feel helpless and they don't know how to fight. My voice and my pen is my gift, you know? And then on the other side, there's my physical body. And one day I'm going to have to give my physical body to the revolution. I hope it's not soon. I got young kids. And he continued, it's late in the game. We're at the fall of empire right now. So, I would say being in Chicago and growing up in those after school programs, we were 14 years old, rocking cafes and saying free Palestine. That's how we grew up. Like we are radical children that just happen to be in our 30s now. And so when it comes time for each one of us to put out a body of work, especially at this time, we have to use our heavenly gifts. And when the time comes, everybody's going to have to use their bodies. Ice Cube also recently called out the raids across Los Angeles. It hurts because it's all kind of different situations been going on as far as immigration. Yeah, man, this is crazy. This is very tough. This is very tough. And Chance the Rapper is right though, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's right. He's right though, man. And and also Cube also stated, but to see people disrespected like that and federal government just being too heavy-handed and disrespectful, going to churches and weddings and grabbing people out of those schools. It's like, come on, man, y'all just overdoing it. The rapper and actor also said, in quote, and then the country flip-flops. First it's cool, then it's not. It's like, how could somebody even keep up with what's going on? It's sad. I can't wait till this period is over. I don't know how we going to get to the end, but it's crazy to see people dragged out of their spots for refuge. Yeah. Yeah, this is so fucking crazy, man. It's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And there's and the craziest shit is the citizens in New York have been harassed even in Manhattan and even in Brooklyn, which is so ridiculous right here. It's so ridiculous right here, man. And And I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine what they're going through right now. This is so fucked up right here. This is so fucked up right here, man. And as far as yeah, that's crazy. And yeah, I already talked about that. Oh, Freddie Gibbs. Let's get into Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs. Give me 1 second. I gotta charge this thing. Sorry about that. I had to get my charger for my tablet. Anyway, Freddie Gibbs and the Alchemist have confirmed that they're already working on Alfredo 3. Fresh off the release of Alfredo 2, the duo are not resting on their laurels and are already working on new material together. Damn, that was quick. Speaking to Complex, let me just speaking to Complex, the Alchemist said, in quote, "I'd be lying if I said we weren't cooking." Um, all right, Gibbs then added, "We gonna come with some shit. You're gonna see." Gibbs recently claimed that he was currently heavily inspired by the Clips. Speaking on the Joe Budden podcast, Gibbs proved he had nothing but love for the Virginia rap duo. Gibbs revealed his reaction to listening to the album. "I hit Pusha T like that shit hard, my nigga." He also revealed um, his favorite song from the album was FICO. No, FICO, excuse me, and added that it was his favorite song right now. Gibbs also had praise for No Malice, with Budden commenting, "I keep saying Malice is my rapper of the year." To which the Alfredo star replied, "Yep, between me and him." In a conversation with The Ringer, Gibbs made it clear he had issues with artists who use AI tools such as ChatGPT to write songs. He said, in quote, "Look at AI rap now, man. I don't even believe nobody that right. I don't even believe if you even really make it anymore because I done been in studios with motherfuckers and and motherfuckers in chat GPT and shit. And I'm like, what in the fuck? Like, damn, how long am I gonna be able to do this shit? Because I'm actually making fresh shit. Without naming any names, Gibbs added, and quote, how long am I going to be able to do it when there's motherfuckers in the studio typing into a computer to get their music? We in a lazy day and age, man. Heart is dying, and you got to ask a computer to write your lyrics. Shit is whack. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Because Chris from 3C Films was saying that you know, he was saying, yeah, that's exactly. He was saying that, yeah, it's so sad that we live in a world where people are relying on AI tools, which is artificial intelligence, especially with AI music artists that's actually on Spotify right now, which is so fucking ridiculous right now. It's like, where's the fucking originality? Where is the authenticity into your art and arts and crafts when it comes to music? You rely on artificial intelligence to write your lyrics. That shit is so fucking corny, like macaroni. You feel what I'm saying, folks? It's fucking insane, man. It's fucking insane, man. I can't stand this shit, man. Oh man. Oh man. So, all right. Gibbs also claimed that Kanye West was not happy his verse on Vulture's one track "Back to Me" got more praise than any of his. He explained this nigga Kanye was mad about that shit. That nigga was telling niggas like, man, how the fuck this nigga think his verse is the best on my album? Yeah, that's a good question though, man. That's a good question. Oh man. Yeah, his fucking Kanye West's ego is fucking bruised, man. His shit is fucking bruised. His shit is fucking bruised, man. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, before I get into some video game news, actually, I want to actually get to, I want to get to, I want to go over some leftover Halloween stuff, man, because this shit is wild. Actually, from what I saw, this shit is wild from what I saw. Actually, let me see. 15. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. So bad. Oh my gosh, man. The hamburger, sexy taco, sexy pencil, sexy pencil. Oh shit. Oh my god. Sexy pencil, sexy dumb and dumber. Sexy bag of popcorn. Oh man. Sexy Darth Vader. Sexy Luigi. Sexy Luigi. Sexy Grimace. Sexy Buzz Lightyear. Sexy Pennywise. Sexy Labubu. Oh no. Oh no, that's funny. Oh shit. Oh shit. Sexy Waffle House waitress costume. Sexy Austin Powers, sexy Elmo, sexy Cookie Monster. Oh my gosh, man. Wow. 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 That's fucking insane, man. That's fucking insane. Oh man. Hey, speaking of insane, man, I want to actually go over the street closures actually that's happening for tomorrow's Thanksgiving Day parade. All right. Um, let's go over this actually. Let's go over this. All right, so there are some street closures that's happening tomorrow for the 99th Macy's um, Thanksgiving Day parade. I want to go over, yeah. So let's go over the performers. All right, so hold on. So this year, all right. So the parade on November 27th begins rain or shine on Manhattan's Upper West Side and ends at Macy's Herald Square flagship store on 34th Street, which serves as a stage and backdrop for performances. So this year they have 34 balloons, 4 mini balloons, 28 floats, 33 clown groups, and 11 marching bands. So performers includes Audrey Nuna, Sierra, and Busta Rhymes. Um, I think Debbie Allen is going to be performing, as well as other music artists as well. So new balloons feature Buzz Lightyear and of course the video game character that's celebrating the 45th anniversary of Pac-Man is going to be there. I'm going to do a separate episode on that on a future episode. Hold on, let's get rid of this. Uh, let's see. So yes, Buzz Lightyear and Pac-Man, while new floats include Labubu and Stranger Things. And the Mario float is going to be there. I saw Snoopy's going to be there. I saw Charlie Brown's going to be there as well. So, and in case you're wondering what time the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade starts, it starts at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. And of course, let's see. It's going to be 42 degrees. Strong west winds gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour will make it feel like the 30s all day. Of course, these gusts are near the threshold for balloon restrictions, so parade organizers may need to keep the balloons lower than usual. New York City law prohibits Macy's from flying the full-size balloons if sustained winds exceed 23 miles per hour or wind gusts are over 35 miles per hour. And the stars who are performing, yes, some Wiki star Cynthia um, Erivo will kick off a starry show. Audrey Nuna, EJ, and Ray Emmy of Hunter/X, um, and the group from the Netflix K-pop Demon Hunters will feature alongside Sierra, um, Lil Jon, Cool and the Gang, Busta Rhymes, Mickey Guyton, and Tiana, as in Tiana Taylor. An eclectic group of stars from baller dancer Tiller Peck to YouTube's Hot Ones host Sean Evans will join the annual holiday kickoff. So yeah, so there you go, right there. Um, yeah, so Shrek's gonna be there. Mario from Super Mario Bros. Is gonna be there. Buzz Lightyear is gonna be there. Um, wait, what? 30, 32 foot tall, 9.8 meter balloon onion carriage featuring 8 characters from the world of Shrek is gonna be there, and also oh boy, Derpy, Tiger, and Sussy. Oh boy, yeah, they got new. So they got oh boy, carpenters, engineers, electricians, painters, animators, balloon technicians, sculptors, metal fabricators, scenic and costume designers. Yeah, and what this year's floats include the Land of Glaciers, Wildlife and Wonder by Holland America, Line Brick Tastic Winter Mountain by the Lego Group, Master Chocolatier Ballroom by Lint, Upside Down Invasion, Stranger Things by Netflix, Friends Giving in Pop City by Pop Mart, the makers of Labubu, The Counting Sheep's Dream Generator by Serta, and Littlest Float from Goldfish. And okay, represented by bands. So marching bands will hail from South Carolina, um, California, Texas, Arizona, New Hampshire, Mississippi, Alabama, Pennsylvania, and Santiago, Panama. The New York Police Department's marching band will also join. There will also be dancers and cheerleaders from Spirit of America Dance and Spirit of America Cheer. All right, so let's go to some mass transit stuff. All right, so let's see. Let's see. So there's going to be some street closures actually, and yes. So let's see. So um, of course, no large backpacks, lawn chairs, umbrellas, large coolers, or alcoholic beverages will be allowed in the viewing area along the route. So Central Park West will be closed from West 72nd Street to West 86th Street from 12 a.m. Of course, Wednesday, November 26th through 12 p.m. on Thursday. Tomorrow, November 27th, West 72nd Street will be closed through West 86th Street will be closed from Central Park West to Columbus Avenue from 12 a.m. Today, November 26th through tomorrow, Thursday, November 27th. 79th Street Transverse will be closed from 2 a.m., of course, through tomorrow, 12 p.m. And, of course, November 27th, 34th Street between 6th Avenue and 7th Avenue. Of course, there's the street closures. So let's get into the street closures, which includes Columbus Avenue between 72nd Street and 86th Street, Central Park West between 81st Street and 86th Street, 86th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 81st Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 84th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 83rd Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 82nd Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 81st Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 77th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 76th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 71st Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 74th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 72nd Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 71st Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 68th Street between Central Park West and Columbus Avenue, 62nd Street between Central Park West and Broadway, 61st Street between Central Park West and Broadway, 59th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue. The route, Central Park West between 81st Street and east side of Columbus Circle and 59th Street, Columbus Circle, 59th Street between Columbus Circle and 6th Avenue, 6th Avenue between 59th Street and 34th Street. Despero, 33rd Street between 5th Avenue and 10th Avenue, 34th Street between 7th Avenue and 8th Avenue, 34th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 35th Street between 5th Avenue and 8th Avenue, 36th Street between Broadway and 8th Avenue. Yes, 36th Street between Broadway and 8th Avenue, 37th Street between Broadway and 8th Avenue, 38th Street between Broadway and 8th Avenue, 39th Street between Broadway and 8th Avenue, 40th Street between Broadway and 8th Avenue, 41st Street between Broadway and 8th Avenue, 7th Avenue between 31st Street and 41st Street between Broadway between 45th Street and 34th Avenue. Miscellaneous, oh boy. 58th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 43rd Street between 6th Avenue, 40th Street between Broadway and 6th Avenue, 39th Street between Broadway and 6th Avenue, 38th Street between Broadway and 6th Avenue, 37th Street between Broadway and 6th Avenue, 36th Street between Broadway and 6th Avenue, 32nd Street between 6th Avenue and 7th Avenue, 6th Avenue between 32nd Street and 34th Street, 8th Avenue between 41st Street and 33rd Street, Broadway between 33rd Street and 34th Avenue, Broadway between Columbus Circle and 58th Street, Grand Army Plaza between 59th Street and 5th Avenue. Event Day Construction in Boggrove. Let me see. 73rd Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 70th Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 69th Avenue between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 67th Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 66th Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 65th Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 64th Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 63rd Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, 62nd Street between Columbus Avenue and Broadway, 61st Street between Columbus Avenue and Broadway, 60th Street between Columbus Avenue and Central Park West, Grand Army Plaza between 59th Street and 58th Street, 58th Street between 9th Avenue and 6th Avenues, 57th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenues, 56th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 55th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 54th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 53rd Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 52nd Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 51st Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 50th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 49th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 48th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, Rockefeller Plaza between 51st Street and 48th Street, 47th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 46th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 45th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 44th Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 43rd Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 42nd Street between 7th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 41st Street between Broadway and 6th Avenue, 40th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 49th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 39th Avenue, 39th Street, 38th Street, 39th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 38th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 37th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 36th Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 33rd Street between 6th Avenue and 5th Avenue, 6th Avenue between 33rd Street and 32nd Street, Columbus Avenue between 72nd Street and 59th Street, 9th Avenue between 59th Street and 58th Street, Broadway between Columbus Circle and 65th Street, and 8th Avenue between Columbus Circle and 58th Street. Now, I know it's going to be crowded in the morning. So I want to actually find out where you can watch it, actually. So I believe you can watch this. Let me see. Yeah, it's airing on ABC. It's going to be airing on ABC, and I think the parade starts at 8:30 a.m. on ABC 7. If you can't watch it face to face, despite how crowded it is, you can also watch it on TV, which also starts at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. You can also watch it on their YouTube channel, because they might be doing some live streams over there as well. So check it out. Check out the performers, the floats, and the balloons and stuff. And I guarantee you're probably gonna have a good time, so you can take your mind off of stressful events that's been happening from the subway attacks and everything else. So be careful out there, stay warm, and all that great stuff. All right. Okay, so let's go to, oh my gosh. I forgot to do this story, man, but basically this idiot supposedly actually was jacking off. This idiot was jacking off during a Korn concert, and I believe it's very fucking disturbing, man. It's very fucking disturbing, to be honest with you, man. Like, it's not funny. it's funny. It's funny in a sense. It's funny in a sense though, man. But you picked the wrong place and the wrong time to actually jack off, man, at a Korn concert in front of a lot of people in the audience. Oh shit, man. Oh my gosh, man. That's fucking crazy, man. That's insane, man. That's fucking insane. Oh my gosh, man. I've been waiting to do this topic for a very long time, actually. Um, oh my goodness. I've been waiting to do this damn thing, man. Oh my goodness. Can close this shit. Can we close this shit? Close this shit. All right. This idiot. It took place in New Jersey, in case anybody noticed. So so this took place at a Korn concert in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium, whose name is Joshua Scornavaci. Age 37, drove 150 miles from his home in Morton to the New Jersey Stadium to see Korn with co-headliner Systems of a Down. Oh my God! As Korn was playing their tune "Blind," fans seated on the 200 level spot, Scornavaci allegedly jacking off himself, pleasuring himself, aka jacking off at around 7:30 p.m. and recording him in the act with their phones. Some women was shocked and in disgust and stuff. Even footage shared on TikTok. Oh my God! He only stopped after being punched in the head. Oh shit. Oh man. That's so funny, man. Oh man. Yeah, he was arrested. He was arrested and shit. So he was arrested and all the other stuff. So and oh my gosh, man. Yeah, he was arrested. And I guess the moral of the story is that, now that he's arrested, now everybody can actually enjoy themselves and stuff. Now, because Black Friday is around the corner, I actually want to actually get into some 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 deals actually. Now let's get into the streaming stuff first, actually. And oh boy, according to yeah, so this is from Deadline, the website. A Synergy played off the offer with viewers of Good Morning America on ABC eligible to sign up. Hold on. Yeah, eligible to sign up at disneyplus.com/Good Morning America through Tuesday. From there, new and eligible returning subscribers will be able to find the deal at disneyplus.com. I highly doubt that everybody is going to return to Disney Plus after what happened with Jimmy Kimmel. Current, let's see. So the current Plus, Hulu, ESPN Select, and ESPN on subscribers are not eligible for the Black Friday deal. Damn, man. Damn, that's crazy. HBO Max is also serving up a tasty deal, letting eligible subscribers sign up for its basic with ads plan for $2.99 a month for the first 12 months, a discount of 70% off the original price of $10.99. That Black Friday offer is good through Monday, December 1st, which is Cyber Monday. For both new and returning subscribers on HBOMax.com, Apple, Google Play, Roku, Samsung, Zumo, and other select partners. New HBO Max customers and Amazon Fire TV also qualify for the deal. Walmart Plus is also offering a bundle which will be $49 a year, giving members free access to Peacock's premium tier. On a similar note, Paramount Plus is slashing the $59.99 starting price of its annual plan by 50%. The service is also available via Walmart Plus, which is being offered at $49 a year. Stars, which remains one of the few fully ad-free players in streaming, has 2 Black Friday deals available through Monday via the company's on-site as well as distribution partners Hulu and Amazon. One lets subscribers pay $3 a month for the first 3 months, 73% discount on the full rate of $11.99. The other offers an annual subscription for $11.99, roughly $1 a month. $1 a month, which is $83%, off the regular cost. Fox One, which launched last August with a portfolio of Fox Corp, I think it's short for corporation, networks and streaming fare, is offering subscribers 50% off the first 2 months, $9.99 a month compared with $19.99, 25% off for the first 12 months. The deal starts on Thanksgiving Day with viewers of the company's free ad-supported service to be gaining early access to the discount. Thanksgiving figures to be a big day for Fox in terms of the NFL, with a key game between division rivals, the Detroit Lions and Green Bay Packers. In more Black Friday news, according to Forbes, this is 62. Hold on, this is like 62 choices. Hold up. So, let me see. Oh, I rounded up 118 Black Friday. Oh gosh. All right, so Amazon up to 45 best early Black Friday deals at a glance. Amazon up to 45% off thousands of products across all categories. Lululemon up to 60% off activewear and loungewear. REI up to 51% off outdoor gear from Hoka, Patagonia, and more. Walmart, massive deals on everything from Apple AirPods to Lego toys. OMNY Lux save $75 on LED face masks, and other devices. Dream Cloud up to 66% off mattresses and bedding bundles. Bloomingdale's 25% off full price fashion, beauty, and home essentials. Wayfair up to 80% off furniture and decor for every room in your home. Brooklinen 25% off site wide with code Black Friday 25. Macy's up to 60% off all categories at the department store and 25% off all luggage. Ulta Beauty 50% off select skincare, makeup and hair care. Madewell 40% off entire purchase with code Let's Go. Shutterfly, 50% off custom holiday cards and gifts, and markdowns by Best Buy on TVs, laptops, video games, and more. New Balance up to 40% off sneakers with a rewards membership. Tatcha. Use code Cyber25 to save 25% on all skincare. Foot Locker up to 50% off, including popular styles from Hoka, Nike, Jordan, New Balance, Adidas, and more. Dick's Sporting Goods up to 50% off Brooks sneakers, Stanley Cups, and more. Sephora up to 50% select brands during Cyber Week. Reformation 25% off cheap party dresses and wardrobe staples. Peak Design up to 30% off travel gear, including Forbes vetted top picks. Derm Store up to 30% off hundreds of skincare essentials with code JOY. Warm save 20% site wide on its best selling bikes and balance bikes for kids. LL Bean use code invited 15 to take a rare 15% off site wide. Abercrombie & Fitch save 25% to 50% site wide. La Rode save up to 30% at the chic New York fashion brand. Cozy Earth save up to 25% site wide. So there you wow. Dream Classic Hybrid Mattress save $1,020, 59% off. Brooklinen Classic Percale Core Sheet Set Queen save $52, 25% off. Ball and Branch Signature Ham Sheet Set queen size save $70, 25% off with code Cyber25. LL Bean, hold on. Brookstone Heated Luxe Faux Fur Throw Blanket save $90, 40% off. LL Bean Pima Cotton Percale Sheet Set Queen save $25, 50% off with the code invited15. Lesser Sapira Chill Hybrid Mattress Queen Size. You can save $730, 31% off with the code Forbes50. Stearns and Foster Reserve Collection Mattress Queen Size save $700, 15% off. Nectar Premier Mattress Queen. You can save $1,433, 60% off. Cozy Earth Bamboo Sheet Set save $108, 35% off with Forbes vetted. Parachute Home Lining Duvet Cover full size and queen size save $132, 40% off. Coop Original Adjustable Pillows save $21, 25% off. All right, so yeah, this is a lot though, man. This is a lot though. So if you want to check out the 62 choices where you get the best deals, for Black Friday, you can check out www.forbes.com/sites/Forbes Personal Shopper 2025, November 26th, early. All right, so you can check that out as well. I want to get to the gaming side of things. So, I want to get to the gaming side actually. So let's get into. I want to get to the gaming side actually. Okay, here we go. All right. All right. Let me see. Come on. All right. Okay, I want to get let's get to here right now with the video game entertainment newsroom. Let's get to that right here. All right, the folks from TMZ is actually getting in on the Black Friday deals, and this involves PlayStation consoles. Here's some ideas that they posted on the website. TMZ may collect a share of sales or other compensation from links on this page. So it's time to lock in where play has no limits. As Amazon is stocked with Black Friday week deals on PlayStation products from a variety of consoles, including some limited edition bundles to discounts on wireless controllers and games. Now's the time to give the gift of gaming or add to your own collection. Okay, so let's get into the PlayStation 5 Slim console. It's $450, 18% off, lowest price of the year. PlayStation 5 Digital Edition Slim, $400, 20% off, lowest price of the year. PlayStation 5 console NBA 2K26 bundle, $450, 18% off, lowest price of the year. PlayStation 5 console Ghost of Yotel Gold Limited Edition Bundle Slim, $500, 16% off, lowest price of the year. PlayStation DualSense Edge wireless controller, $169, 15% off. PlayStation DualSense wireless controller, $60, $25 off all colors. NBA 2K 26, $30, $57. No, excuse me, 57% off. Silent Hill, Silent Hill, Silent Hill F, 50%. No, excuse me, $50, 28% off. F1 25 based on the movie is $35, 50% off. They actually had a F1 event in Las Vegas not too long ago. Death Stranding 2, $50, 28% off. Elden Ring, $20, 60% off. For those of you just getting into the game, literally and figuratively, then definitely start with getting the PlayStation 5 console Slim. If you've been waiting to get this console until the opportune moment, this is it. At 18% off, this is going to be the lowest price you'll find for a brand new PlayStation all year. So whether it's a gift or for yourself, now the time to buy. Discs are a thing of the past with the PlayStation 5 Digital Edition Slim. For the gamers out there who are reliant on online purchases, look no further. This console is straight to business with a variety of games you can purchase from the PlayStation Store that go instantly to your consoles. No disc drive, and no reason to get off the couch. Oh my gosh, man. There's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot though, man. I just meant so they have the PlayStation Dual Edge wireless controller, Midnight Black. They have what is this? And yeah, I just mentioned 2K26. They got that. They have that. NBA 2K26 bundle. Yeah, they got that. So they got the PlayStation 5 console Ghost of Utel Gold limited edition bundle slim. So that's let me see. So they have PlayStation DualSense wireless controller Volcanic Red, which gives you your controller not just a good look, but awesome feedback responses that make any game come to life. So there you go, right there. If red isn't your style, you can choose from Chroma Indigo, Pearl Teal, Cosmic Red, Cobalt Blue, Galactic Purple, Gray, Camel, Starlight Blue, and Sterling Silver. They're gaming colors, in case anybody didn't notice. So there you go, right there. You can sign up for Amazon Prime to get the best deals and check out more Black Friday week deals here. Now let's get to Sonic Racing Crossworlds. As the title states, Sonic Racing Crossworlds, the most fun game. And a lot of YouTubers actually was playing this actually. So I want to actually get to this right here. So this is, let's see. So how did it did so far? So far, Sonic Racing Crossworlds has sold over 1 million copies within its first month, with Sega releasing the latest free character to the game this week. Sonic Racing Crossworlds Metacritic score may say differently, but it's arguably the best kart racer released this year. Sure, Mario Kart World is also fantastic despite its annoying quirks, but Crossworlds Racing is pure bliss, which makes sense given it has the legacy of Sega racers like Outrun and Initial D behind it. And it's no surprise the game has an overwhelmingly positive rating on Steam. And while it still trails behind Mario in sales, it's no slouch in that department either. In a press release, Sega announced that since it was released last month, Sonic Racing Crossworlds has sold over 1 million copies with 74.5 million races, 31.5 million Grand Prix, and 13 million ranked matches completed by players in that time. And that's without the game releasing on Nintendo Switch 2, with that version set to release. Yeah, that's pretty good, man. This is pretty good. And let me just yeah, this is pretty good though, man. Not only that, Sega has just released the second free Sega crossover character to the game with Persona 5 Joker appearing in game alongside a vehicle theme after his Persona Arson. Most importantly, 3 tunes from Persona 5 have been added to the in-game jukebox meeting. You can listen to Peak while mopping up those time travelers. Whew. After Joker, Yakuza's Ichiban Kasuga is set to join the game in November, which already happened, with Sega planning even more free Sega characters to join the game in the coming months. Then there's the premium DLC that already introduced Minecraft content to the game, with the likes of SpongeBob, Pac-Man, and Mega Man confirmed to arrive in the coming months. Congratulations, Sega, for having the most successful game sold. Yeah, it's sold so many copies and stuff, man. Yeah, it sold 1 million copies. So congratulations, actually. All right. And so there you go right there, man. There you go right there. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Let me just grab this. All right. All right, I'm about to wrap up right here with this stream choices on the go. All right, stream choices on the go. Let's do this. Hold on a second. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this actually. All right. All right, make sure you follow the comedy platform Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast on Facebook, Bluesky, Threads, and Instagram. The same goes for my other podcast shows that I do, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, my sports platform, and of course, my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. Make sure you subscribe to those channels on YouTube. And of course, you can also follow your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 and 555 right there. If you miss any episodes whatsoever, please feel free to actually catch up. It really mean a lot if you had the chance to actually do that. So if you go to the link in bio, you're gonna see Linktree/G Money Stacks 555. You're gonna see a whole list of podcast link feeds of audio streaming platforms where you can listen to the episodes whatsoever. I got you. I got you. So let me just go over the streaming platforms. So starting with Odyssey, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to give a 5-star rating and a review on Apple Podcasts. It helps the show out. It helps creators like me create more content, create more topics to talk about in each episode. All right, so Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Overall FM Podcast, Pandora, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podo Polo, Podorama Podcast, Index Podcast Addict, Pod Chaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podcatcher, Podcast Republic, Snip, Spotify. Make sure you add the podcast to your Spotify playlist. Yeah, add that to your Spotify playlist. Hold on. Yeah, add that to your Spotify playlist. You can also listen to the episodes on Spotify for creators. I do apologize. I was trying to straighten out my my wires of my headphones so I could hear both sounds of my headphone speakers. All right, so yes, so Spotify for creators. You can also listen on TuneIn Radio. You can also listen on Fountain, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, the number one app where you can listen to your favorite music artists, whether it's rappers, singers in R&B, pop stars, different music genres, hip hop artists, and of course your favorite radio stations, AM or FM, and you can listen to the podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card or debit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do is download iHeartRadio onto your phones, iPhones, Android phones, iPads, Android tablets, laptops includes Apple, Mac, and alongside with Dell laptop models. And of course, subscribe on Apple. No, yes, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on Spotify, subscribe on iHeartRadio, along with the other audio streaming platforms, like I just said. And also, don't forget, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel G Money Stacks 555 for more video podcast episode contents. Leave a like and a comment on the topics of each episode. And of course, don't forget to spread the word to your to your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, people you're cool with from work. Share the Linktree link with the podcast feed links with Linktree/G Money Stacks 555, and also enable alerts so you'll be able to be notified on when I'll be on the air live for more live stream episode podcast episodes. All right, and new episodes are going to be dropping Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right, and also don't forget to subscribe to my sports platform, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. Don't forget to subscribe over there as well. And that's it, man. That's it. That's gonna do it for me, man. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with now later, and I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you out there, whatsoever. You could have listened to any other podcast in the whole world, whatsoever, but you chose to listen to this podcast. And let me just say something before I get up out of here, man. I'm very thankful for every single one of you who took the time to listen to every episode whatsoever, who stuck around with me between 4 to 5 years of me being on my podcast grind. Of the other two shows that I do, which is my sports platform, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast. Make sure you subscribe over there on YouTube, as well as Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast, my entertainment review platform. Very thankful that I am receiving all the listeners and a little bit of feedback, a little bit of everything whatsoever. I am also thankful not only for my health, I'm also thankful for doing what I love, being creative, being able to create more content, more new topics and stuff, and everything else in between. So there you go right there. And of course, I'm pretty sure everyone has some Thanksgiving plans. I just mentioned earlier, if you are traveling, it's best to leave at 6 a.m. If you are traveling outside of New York, whatsoever, it's best to leave at 6 a.m. And if you are coming back to New York or any other states whatsoever, it's best to beat the traffic like around 5 o'clock or 5:30 p.m. And also, if you are taking New Jersey Transit and if you're going by the Monahan train station, I believe there's some people that's taking the train to their destinations for Thanksgiving and all that other stuff. So, of course, be careful out there. Check your schedules, and of course, check to see if there's any delays in the New Jersey Transit line and Metro North, LARR, and the subway trains. Make sure you check out any service changes, like I said, and of course, man. And of course, if you'd like to donate, don't forget to check out the websites that I just mentioned earlier. Yes. So there you go right there. I'm gonna be out of here right now, man. It's getting late right now, so let me just get up out of here. And of course, like I said, don't forget to get your Omni cards, because the Metro cards are not going to be in stores anymore. It's not going to be in stores anymore. So hurry up and get your Omni cards. And if you are nice bus riders, the Omni reader scanners on the bus fleet are going to be available on January 4th, which is my birthday next year. All that great stuff whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about being stranded whatsoever. Yes, you get transfers from bus to bus and bus to subways. All right. Same goes with the LIRR. Same with Metro North. So don't wait too long. All right. I'm up out of here. I'm signing off. Peace and one love. I hope y'all enjoy yourselves. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Have a nice Thanksgiving. Have a nice Thanksgiving. Peace and one love. Enjoy yourselves. Stay safe. Good night. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.